I got it. I don't know if you're my neighbor though.
No, I'm not in Netherlands.
Okay.
But I have good friends there a lot.
Well, you know how it is
love
there.
it.
Yeah. Well, come visit. And you know that the vaccines are not really happening that much here unless you're like 65.
It's too bad you're not coming, actually. Like I was hoping.
Yeah, it's not easy to get there. And the thing is, to go back home, I would have to take the test on Friday in order to have it in time. Because the next time my flight's would be at like 6 a.m. or something. So it's just the timing of everything just does not compute. I can't work it out.
All right.
Guys, should we start?
Yeah, we can start. We live already, so yeah.
Oh, YouTube's on? All right, hang on.
Oopsies.
Yep, there it is. All right, and I apologize if I have any background noise. It can't be helped. All right, so welcome to Community Update number 56, everyone. Sorry if my voice cracks a bit. I'm just getting over a cold. And I'm now officially exempting myself from camera time for the 3rd week in a row. But I'm going to be a complete and utter hypocrite and ask that despite this, can the rest of you please turn on your cameras? Because even though I might be handicapped, the rest of you are not. So please, and also please save your questions until the very end. All right, let's get let's get the basic stuff out of the way. We had a proposal for the India and Indian subcontinent subgovernance. It's a mouthful. Go to a vote yesterday. That passed this morning, and that is one heck of a strong group. We have some of the fine folks from Hacker Noon there, some really well-respected heads of industry from the Indian region, from the Middle Eastern region. And I'm really, really looking forward to these guys just knocking it out of the park. I don't think it's even necessary to explain how important that geographic region is for FreeTon. So finally, we're here, and congratulations to them. Hoping for big things. Okay, right. We're also going to have a token distribution this week. At least we're aiming to. I know that the SMM subgovernance has been waiting for a very, very long time to get rolling. But with the 1-year anniversary thing, the Dubai event, all the prep, logistics, travel, and whatnot, there were just so many people that were out of reach. It would have been impossible to organize a distribution. Just not enough people to sign the multi-sig, that sort of thing. So it would have only added to the frustration. We would have just had to do it 2 or 3 times. So I figured best way to go about it is just to wait until the whole thing's over. So anyway, position for this week, hang in there. We'll try to get it done. And that's basically it for basic stuff. Let's go right into presentations. So first, we have a short debrief / wrap up, if you will, from the AIBC conference in Dubai last week. Joanne did a fantastic job coordinating everything operationally, logistically. I really think she deserves a warm round of applause for a job really well done. Sorry to put you on the spot, but seriously, you rock. Thank you. You did a great job.
Thank you very much.
Hooray, hooray.
Yes,
I don't have a presentation.
Not a presentation, just I'll turn it over to you. Just sort of give everybody a quick debrief of what's up and how it went. And that's it.
Well, first of all, it was spectacular. Well, but as far as I know, everybody survived our first major off-chain event. I think everybody's alive and returned back home, hopefully. So it was an amazing turnout, given all the restrictions and regulations. It was still a really packed event, like really packed. There was over 3,000 attendees. That's what I've read, but I would assume that would be even more because it was like shoulder to shoulder there. So it was full of industry leaders. It's been covered by the Khaleej Times, recognized by the local government, and certainly highlighted the huge potential and interest in innovation in the UAE. For FreeTon, this was, of course, a major success. We had an awesome booth. of course, the most popular one by far, and 23 people from our community flew in to support and promote Free TON, and probably another 20 overall from TON Labs, business partners and friends and so on. So I think we took over. There were people at the booth really working hard, just from morning to evening, to share technical specifications with visitors, walking them through downloading the Surf wallet, to acquiring their first tons, interacting with D-bots. So we had a lot of people talking about Free TON and really educating people. And of course, there were some people showcasing unique NFT projects as well. The DeFi crew had a lot to share regarding DEXs and other solutions being built as a result of recent contests, as well as the Free TON Alliance. There we had people from Broxus, VR Capital, Minergate, and some others. And so our booth was buzzing nonstop. It was great. Another noteworthy mention is that we won an award. Yeah. Our beloved Alexander Filatov was there at the awards dinner and accepted the award for Blockchain Innovation of 2021. So that, of course, is an honor. If you haven't seen it yet, there are a lot of photos in the Telegram chats floating around. You know, if you can't find it, just ask. There's also a pinned clip on Twitter. I think that we should all create a gallery, just keep everything in one place, all the photos and videos and everything that's been going on, because so much really happened in such a short amount of time, and we all need to be able to remember it and go back to it. Another thing I wanted to bring up was that Sui from Cameroon came in as a rep from the African subgov, and he did an impromptu presentation at the booth regarding application of D-bots, their functionality, and specific use cases for African countries. I believe that he was focused on domain of e-commerce and real estate in Africa. And this was really well received and interesting, and it was just really highlighted like what is Free TON. If you want to do something, just get up and do it, and people will support you. We also had NFTs being created at the booth, and the famous Jessica Walker came by to interview our dear Pavel. We had some professional photos being taken of us. We also held a really great workshop on day 2, which was recorded and will be shared eventually. Don't really know when yet. Above everything, it was really amazing to see everyone together. You know, Telegram can be pretty anonymous and you don't really know who you're always talking to or working with or who's who. But, you know, there we were all together in Dubai, laughing, drinking, smiling, having a great time in person. And we created a lot of memories and personal connections, which was really great. So it's clear that Free TON is truly an amazing network of people and inspiring minds. So I'm really glad that we were able to pull this off together. And I personally already miss everyone because it was a lot of fun. And I also wonder if there's going to be any Free TON babies in 9 months. Not me, but maybe some other. You never know.
Ooh, all right.
Ooh,
That was hot.
Yeah. So Iman from Sigma, of course, he said Malta is going to be much, 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 much bigger.
I hope so.
We have to look forward to that. And to close that, I know everybody who's in the Dubai chat, Roman recently sent over a form. So just fill out your information and we can get the rewards distributed quickly and close this chapter and move on. So that's about it.
Thank you so much. Excellent. Awesome work. Awesome, guys. I personally, unfortunately, had to miss it for personal reasons, and I regretted. I saw you guys having such a fantastic time, and I'll make sure no matter what happens, even if I lose a leg and a limb, I'll be there in Malta. So,
yeah, you were definitely missed. Should have been there.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Right, yes, please do fill out that form, and the rewards, we're gonna again, as I mentioned before, we're gonna try to get them out this week, so. Okay, all right, thank you, Joanne. Let's move to our next presentation, which is from Alina and Andre, as I understand. They're with us to talk about the SVOI wallet. I myself am curious to hear more about it. So Alina or Andre or please, if you're here.
Yeah, we are here.
Wonderful. Please go ahead. Hello.
Yeah, SVOI, it's actually the name of the team, and the wallet name's TonWallet. Yeah, and this is what we'd like to tell you about. And first of all, thank you very much for this opportunity to present our product, which was created for free TON community, and to make it more comfortable and quick and interesting for everybody, we prepared video how to use the wallet. And to save the time, I would like to share my screen and show you the video and give some comments to it. It will not take too long time. So
Sure.
if I can share my screen, please.
Roman, please.
Yeah.
Just a second. Sorry. I cannot see.
It's usually if you go to on the bottom where it says share screen, the little green there.
Yeah, I know. I just can't see the screen I need among offered. Sorry.
Take your time, no rush.
That's weird, but okay. I can just share my whole screen, I guess. Okay. So now I can turn on the video. You can see it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So here it is. We created the website for our wallet, and from here you can choose some options to install the wallet and use it. First of all, you can. Oh, sorry. I'll turn off the sound. Yeah. Yeah. You can go to our TONWallet.io website, and from here you can choose one of some options to download and use the wallet. First of them is to press the button install. So you can see the instructions. You can see the instructions, how to download it from GitHub and how to use it. Also, you can choose the option of download it from Chrome Store or for Microsoft Edge. For this time, oh, sorry, you also made me a host. Okay, I have to let people in now. Okay, yeah, you can also just go to Chrome Web Store directly, not from our website, but right there, and you can find TON Wallet offered by SVOI.dev team and add the extension to your Chrome. Since that moment, you can see TON Wallet in your extensions and you can use it. After downloading and installing it, you can choose one of the options. You can create new wallet or import seed phrase if you already have a wallet in other applications, because our wallet supports some of already existing wallets smart contracts. So for the presentation, we'd like to show you the variant, the option when you create new wallet. You have to press create new wallet. And from here, you can see the window where you have to enter password, repeat password, and also you can see the seed phrase, which you have to save somewhere, because if you don't save it, you will not be able to restore the wallet. Then you have to agree with privacy policy and press the button create. Yeah, from here the wallet is created, and you have to press the button create the wallet on the main page. Yeah, you can also change the mode to dark one if you wish. Yeah, from here you have to press the button create wallet. From here you can choose which type of the wallet you prefer, safe, multisig, or reserve. And we did it with safe multisig, and then you have to deploy your wallet. So to do this, you have to have at least 1 TON on your wallet. We top up the balance of the wallet so we can do it, and yeah, we copied the address, and from other wallet we transferred TONs to this one. Here now we have 2 TONs, and we can deploy the wallet. Accept the transaction and then enter your password. Yeah, from here you can see that the wallet is deployed, and now you can use it to send TONs or to transfer TONs, to receive TONs. To show you how that it actually works, we, as an example, use the same wallet to make a transaction. We copied the address of the wallet and we press the button send. Here we entered the address, the amount we'd like to send, and you can also enter the comment. It takes a while. You have to accept the transaction, enter your password. Yeah, it takes a while, not in the video, but in a while you can check in the history that the transaction was submitted. Also, in our wallet, you can create your own token. For that, you have to press the button Add Token on the main screen under the Asset button and choose the option Create T3 Token. You have to enter token name, token ticker, and the amount you want to add. Press the button Create. And also, in a while, after accepting and entering the password, you will see that your token is added, and you can see it on the main screen. Yeah, from here we deploy the wallet for the test wallet TON, which were created. Yeah, we also creating this wallet, when we were creating this wallet, we made collaboration with Agula team who were taking part in the DNS contest, and we made it possible to use domain names to transfer tokens more rapid. So you can also press the button send tokens, and if a person who you want to transfer TONs to has the domain name, which can be created on Free TON Domains website, you can just enter the name of the wallet, and automatically it will be additional line with the address of the wallet. Yeah, so it's very compatible to use. Then you also enter the amount, and you can add comment if you want. Press transfer, accept transaction, enter password, and in a while you can see in the history that TONs were transferred to that wallet by DNS name. Also, we added an option to add more accounts to the existing one wallet, so you don't have to log out every time if you have some wallets, not just one. And to do this, as it was shown on the video, you have to, on the main screen, to choose create key pair, and everything else from here is just like at the first screen. And from here, you can see that you have already 2 accounts on the main page. So you can switch between them. And you can also rename the account to make usage more comfortable. To do this on the main screen, on the main page, you have to choose the account you want to rename and press on it in the menu and enter the name you want it to be added. Change the name, enter password, and from now you can see the accounts with different names. Yeah, so that's pretty it. So thank you very much for this opportunity. If anybody has any questions, me and probably Andrew, we are happy to answer them.
Yeah, great demo. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the.
Yeah, we have a question. We have a question from Gnome. He's got his hand up. Go ahead. Noam or Gnome? Sorry. Noam.
Can I back up the seed phrase? I didn't see the seed phrase at any point.
You didn't see the seed phrase? It's shown when you were creating the wallet. It's shown at the very top. You have password to enter, and above them you can see the seed phrase. Yeah, I can show again, or you can text us. I know your name in Telegram. I can send you information. Or if everybody has the same question, I can show it again. You have to.
I think you can reach out directly. Why don't you toss your Telegram ID into the chat?
Yeah. Okay, because yeah, you cannot restore it. You have to save it because like we're not storing the seed phrases from the wallets.
Okay, and one more question. It's only on Chrome, right?
No, it's not only on Chrome. It's on Chrome, and it's only in Microsoft Store for now. Also, it will be available on your mobile phone very, very soon in Play Market. We're like finishing this part of the project.
But no Firefox for now.
Firefox for now, no, sorry. We'll add it to the working plan.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for questions.
Anybody else have a question for Alina? Okay, if you think of one, we're going to go to when we have Q&A at the end. Obviously, I think some people might come up with some good questions. Alina, thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Yeah, we'll open for any questions. You can contact us. Thank you.
Okay, and par for the course, as always, Mitja, technical updates, go.
Hello again.
Hello.
Yeah. So we have largely finished what we wanted to do and more or less ready to update. It's actually in the CI somewhere. So the node will be updated, public, and the Rust node, and then validators can try to apply the new software. If it won't work, we won't spend time on trying to save this network. So there's no particular value in that apart from wasting time. So we will just restart. And the network configuration will change a little bit. There are also, you probably saw, I dropped the list of the partial list of changes that we made over last week. So it's a lot. So there are quite a lot of changes, and we will start the warm up again once the network is running. Probably like tomorrow morning, start kicking it in. From which time there will still be another update to the network, I think, because we didn't finish testing slashing, so the slashing part will not be in that update, or it will just prolong it again. So we will start warm up and then we will update the node with the slashing, but slashing is tested to just separate branch. So again, it's very hard to put all these branches together. So the slashing will be additional update, and after we're probably coming tomorrow. So again, it's just the ECI testing issues, and once it's done, we will be ready to start the Rust app, basically. I think that's it from me. I didn't follow. There are a lot of contests going on. I'm sorry. I've been away from the community, like totally buried with this whole thing. It's very intense now, and I'm not going to be back until probably another week, like actively participating. So I will miss a lot of calls. I'm sorry for that. I will miss my whatever duties as a judge probably in some contests, but it's just too intense now. There are things that must be done. So sorry for that.
That's understandable. I think several of us have had to deal with this over the last few weeks. It's change, good change for the better, but we want you back as soon as possible. All right. Okay, I think that's it for presentations. I want to make one quick announcement before we get to Q&A, and I need to sort of, I don't know, quasi-segued into it. Next week's community call is going to be broadcast live from Belgrade in Serbia. It is highly unlikely that I will be hosting, so I think, Mitja, it'll probably be you.
Yeah, but no, it will be a normal community call. We will just connect to it with
the folks from
yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But it'll be a slightly different format, and it's going to be a treat. It's going to be really, really cool. So make sure to tune in next Tuesday. It'll be fun. It'll be different.
Let me also one something else. Maybe Ben, you want to talk about podcast on 9 o'clock Sunday Moscow time?
Yeah, definitely. It'll be this week. Be the first week we'll be doing the Clubhouse TFIFT podcasting live in person. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I think we had a good laugh this week on especially. So yeah, if you've not got Clubhouse yet, it's available on Android now officially. There's no more excuses. Ask me for an invite if you need one.
Clubhouse is now on Android.
Yeah, officially. The elite is over. So yeah, there was an APK, but it was a little bit awkward to use, I think, for some people. So
it sucked, is what it was.
So yeah, I mean, like me, Mitja, Eugene, a few others, we've been having some really good conversations. It leans more toward the philosophical a little bit, but I think that's just, you know, the anarchists in me and Mitja coming out in the conversation generally. But yeah, it'd be great to start seeing a few more people there. Really, you know, build this up into something a bit fun. But yeah, especially this week because we'll be live. So awesome stuff.
Yeah, I drove everyone crazy buying all this audio and video stuff. Like, you know, yeah, we bought a lot of gear. So like, that you know, that will definitely like be. We can accommodate a lot of people on this live podcast, like 60 of them.
Well, I guess I don't have an excuse anymore, huh?
No more excuses.
Right.
Exactly.
What time on Sunday?
9 Moscow time, 9 p.m. Sunday Moscow time.
9 p.m. Moscow. Sunday.
Yeah, 6 UTC.
Guys picked a hell of a day and a time, but okay.
Well, it was Saturday previously.
It used to be Saturday night.
Yeah, but we had a small sort of consensus that Sundays might be a bit better. But again, it's a work in progress. So
it's still called Fridays.
No, it's Yeah.
I
Right?
thought Joanne was going to swear then.
Yeah.
Thank it's free ton.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it can be any day of the week. I mean, we just need to find a consensus. You know, everything's a work in progress here, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm gonna
So
definitely
constantly evolving.
try to influence that consensus to move it away from Sundays. But okay, yeah, that's awesome. Okay, all right. Well, I think to be honest, my problem was with the APK. I didn't want to deal with it, but okay, fantastic, awesome. Okay, let's go to Q&A. Let's start with the folks here on the call. Given the very interesting presentations we had, please, Pasha, go ahead. Pavel.
Yeah, actually, it's not for the topics which we discussed. It's about some new topic, and it's very important. It relates to our, intensive discussions which we have in DePR or DePress 2 contest, which are going now. So let me cover it quickly. So there are 4 interesting discoveries which we got out of just recently. So first one, that despite the fact that they were written that that's not legitimate to say to use aggregators, paid aggregators for posting articles. There are some reasons to believe that some contestants used such tools. Since there was some wording in rules saying that placed articles should not be marked as sponsored, etc. And such articles which there have some sayings that they were placed not in direct communication with editorial teams but through aggregators. They do not, as far as I understand, because I dropped that call. It was 2.5 hours, so I spent 2 hours. That was in the very end. So that I think that those articles do not have clear marks that they are sponsored, but the difference between article which was created in a direct communication with the editorial team and the article which was placed through some aggregator is that such articles, they are not accessible from website. So if you come to that some resource, you normally do not, their audience do not see it. So they are accessible only through direct links, which actually gives almost 0 views for such articles. So value of those articles in terms of PR are not that significant, to say that way. So, and this topic, actually, I would like to discuss it here. It's a bit problematic because from one hand, those articles are not marked as sponsored, but to the other hand, there are some reasons to believe that they were placed through that channel. I see that there's at least one guy who from a team which participated. So probably Max K. Probably he will say something about this as well. Okay, that's actually topic number 1. Let me cover 3 other ones as well. But this is the most important at the moment. So second topic is that that 90% rule for an article to be equal to what was signed by a key member doesn't work very well, because in some cases the editorial team they add something to an article, and also when people translate articles to different languages, then of course it's very hard to use that rule, because if you do Google Translate backward, then of course there are no 90% correlation between original text. So that's another rule we need to think before launching DePR, DePress 3. We need to think how to fine-tune it. The third topic is that probably we should add to the next contest some more how to say, demanding some criteria for counting articles, probably to make it not as probably just to rate articles with different points, because articles without links are less valuable than articles with links, and articles with links, what if they have follow mark for those links, it creates it brings credibility to our resources, so it is very useful for search engines, so such links also have more value. So I think it should be one of criteria going forward. So this one, by the way, is very easy. Well, so the fourth one, and the fourth one also, which there were some debates, is that there are some blogging platforms, but blogging platforms where some editorial rules exist. So there were also debates that for blogging platforms where users generate content, but editorial team review it. They have some policy. It could be treated as an editorial article rather than user UGC. So this also some debate we had. So I think again the most important one is to discuss whether it is say legitimate to use paid placement, automated say placement, and if we think that it is not good, then how we will differentiate, because the only way to check it, as Mikhail Kaban proposed in the forum discussion, that is to provide some evidence that you literally communicated with the editorial team. For me, I don't have opinion on that. Of course, I understand that if you place an article which is not accessible for audience of a website, it is bad. But whether we should strictly demand participants to provide or store somewhere encrypted evidence that they communicated directly with the editorial team, this is actually subject for discussion right now. Okay, please. Comments.
Yeah, we have Ben. Ben has a question or comment. First, please go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm sure some of you know I have some quite strong opinions on the DePR contest, and particularly how it's kind of gone in round two. At a fundamental level, obviously thinking about what the contest is supposed to achieve, we've had, ignoring like the individual articles, they've been apparently looking at this spreadsheet of articles produced, you know, so many articles produced over the course of a month. And because of the nature of the contest setup, none of them have even really been shared amongst the community. So, you know, me as, you know, Mr. Busybody going in and out of every group trying to find out what's going on, I haven't been aware of these articles until after the fact. I know obviously they're aimed at an external audience, but I think, yeah, but I mean, the contest is what it is this time around, you know. Obviously everything Pavel said about the voting is, you know, kind of there, but I think going forward, we really need to work on something which encourages more of a cooperative spirit than a competitive one in this situation, you know, trying to establish some sort of decentralized internal PR team who are, you know, singing from the same hymn sheet rather than, there's a lot of kind of bickering and silliness with this, and it's descended into madness a little bit, in my opinion, this time around. So I think it needs a lot of work going forward, but that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I would second that. I think I had my hand raised, so I'm going to go. And you touched on something, and I think this is what I wanted to say. I listened in on the call that was, what was it, on Friday, I believe. So, you know, there's a tendency, and this this isn't just about DPR. This is about lots of different contests. A lot of people tend to look at the fine print, so to speak, in every contest and say to them, well, technically, I did this, and technically, I qualified for that. And if we want to get into, legalese, okay, so you did. I think a lot of times the actual spirit, and I understand we're talking about tokens, which means we're talking about money, and everybody wants to win and everybody wants to get their tokens. So that's, that's understandable. But at the end of the day, everybody also has to understand if there's no value from it, then what we're doing is we're trying to win on technicality. And I think that breaks down the whole purpose of any contest. I don't think it needs to be laid out in black and white print that whatever it is that you do has to have a result that is beneficial to the community, to the network, to the blockchain, to free ton as a whole. So when I hear the argument that, well, technically I qualify because A, B, and C, but only one person saw your article. So and this is a very, very complicated argument because you can't say to this person, well, no, you don't qualify, you don't get a reward. You can't do that. I mean, that's just a fact. On the other hand, we're not lawyers, okay? We're not going to start writing contest proposals that look like 100-page documents. That's counterproductive, and it's just stupid is what it is. I think that people need to really invest themselves more in what we're trying to achieve. So although you met the criteria, but only one person saw what you did, the ultimate question is, if there's no value, does it deserve something? And I think maybe we should think about how to structure the next contest, not just DPR, but every contest, with a small clause in every single one. It's all about value. And that should be the deciding criteria for winners. And I understand this doesn't apply to every contest. Certainly technical contests are a little bit more complicated. But when we're talking about something that's, to whatever extent, a soft science, value is all that matters in the end. I don't know if anybody disagrees with me, but I think that's very important. So that's my 2 cents. Thank you.
Agreed fully. I've lost count of the amount of times I've used the words or the phrase KPI over the past couple of weeks, which I think is, is a very business term, KPI, but it is what a lot of these contests need. What is the actual reason? What is the milestone of success for contest entries?
That's right. That's right. You're making real money. Are you actually helping the network? Okay, Darkwing Dark. Sorry, Alex. Sorry, I like saying Dark. I like saying Darkwing Dark. I like saying it.
It's great. It's great.
Please go ahead.
Okay. So yes, this DPR contest is much harder than previous. There were very long debates. Yes, it's very hard. But I want to say one thing. Exactly, I want to say something like you and Ben say. Yes, KPI. I think that it's the most important thing of every work. And another thing, it's responsibility. Responsibility of judges, because yes, we are not like regular usual judges. We cannot create proposals with 100 pages, as you mentioned, because maybe we cannot take into account all parameters, for example, like viewing of the articles and so on. But
it's impossible. It's impossible. Yeah.
Yes, but if judges really, because we have some little problem that not all judges have time to look in all submissions, check all articles, because I can say on my example, it take about 1.5 day for me to investigate all articles, to check it and to just copy titles, paste in Google, search it, and so on. That's why another main point is responsibility. Judges should check by themselves how many views does this article and so on. Because and one little comment, because even, for example, I like this idea that, for example, participants can send some improvement to most experienced members of community with letters that they didn't pay for these articles and so on. But even participant can forge these letters, forge timestamps, and so on. And so, in conclusion, I agree with you that the most important parameter is a KPI. How many users see this article? How many users? How many users see this article? And how and judges must read this article and just think: is it really a good article, valuable, and help new members, and or maybe even some user who will read this? Will this article attract new users and so on? That's why I think KPI and responsibility, that's main two things. Thank you.
I think so. Let's maybe think about a proposal to maybe amend or adjust how the contest is currently written. Pavel, you have a question or a comment?
Yeah, I would like to focus everyone on more specific question, because at the moment it's really a problem, because the decision on that particular question will alter results. So again, compared adding to what Darkwing Dark said, first of all, paying for articles is not bad by itself. So you can pay. I mean, there are some editorial teams which take some, not actually much money, but for placing articles. The problem is, as Ron, you rightly mentioned, the value which article that bring. The problem is that if we try to measure it by views, actually it has two problems. First of all, not every website has that count, and then also it's quite cheap to buy such views. So to have artificial views for not real people. So this measurement is not good enough to be the main driver and main valuation driver. So again, I think now it's quite straightforward decision, and actually the decision by the end, since that contest was approved by Community Voice sub-governance, it should be made by Community Voice members, not here. But since it is important, that's why I decided to discuss it here. So the main decision should we treat already approved rules for contest. So we should not change rules. We should just think: can we treat statement that you should not use paid aggregators for placing articles? Can we use it as the criteria and ask participants to provide evidence that they communicated directly with editorial teams? That's the main question for me right now. And by the way, I raised it, but I'm not a member of Community Voice sub-gov, so at the end it should be discussed at Community Voice sub-gov. Decision should be made there.
Well, I think instead of saying highly likely, let's just formulate the rules more.
I apologize, Max. Max, I apologize. Can you raise your hand, please? And then we go in order, because unfortunately we have a lot of questions. please forgive me for interrupting. Please raise your hand and I'll call on you. Michael, go ahead.
Yeah, hi guys. The thing is that PR work is focused on creating long-term relations with editorial teams, which can lead that you can jump off the needle of paid articles, which are usually pretty common in the crypto field. Pretty much, I said around 70% of the medias ask you to pay for your article. But creating a long-term relationship and communication with the editorial teams lets you, break that barrier. At first, you can lower the sum you're paying. And secondly, you can go to free publishing of your articles. It's very important to have this communication because using a third-party service, your project is not a project, it's just a text which just placed somewhere, whether in a good place or a bad place, doesn't matter. But still there's no relation, no connection that, okay, this is FreeTon, these are some people from the community, and here you go, we're posting the text on our website. Plus you can always discuss that, okay guys, what do you think if we could place some links to FreeTon resources? Like at first you can try with no follow, which doesn't pass the weight of the resource, but it's still more thing that is user friendly. So you don't have to Google what's FreeTon and just click a link and you're there. That's the first step. The second step, you can discuss that the links will be do follow. Do follow means that the weight of the resource that is linking to your resource is passed to the target resource, which gives you better positions in the search. So basically, I'd say that that's pretty important in the long term to have the relations with the press. The second thing that you said about the value, which is has maybe the second or the same importance. Like I cannot speak for everybody, but when I had an article posted like on an Indonesian resource, I went myself to the Indonesian chat of FreeTon, shared the link. Same was done with the German one and the Turkish one. Still, it's a funny thing, but it's a formal rule, okay? Some of my articles, which were placed free of charge, went through the editorial team, and they were edited to better fit their audience, how they perceive the texts. And those articles fit in the 10% rule and should be ruled out of my submission because they differ. But okay, that's a formality. It's a pity for me that they are, but still, I'm happy that different languages, different audiences still have a chance to read about FreeTon and get involved. That's basically from me.
Good point. Max, you raise your hand, please.
Maybe Ron, if anyone has a question for me, because I need to go.
Okay. Does anybody have a question directly for Mitja? And I think this means for any subject that's been covered today.
Mitja is the starter of DePR.
No, I know, but any question, DePR, technical, Rust, anything.
Maybe Mitja can comment on the race subject as well. Thank you.
Not really. Like I'm just not involved in that right now. So I better like people who are doing that day by day, and you feel what is like the practical issues you face with this contest. It's an ongoing contest. The whole point of this contest was that it will evolve from time to time. So, and since I'm not involved in that right now, I would rather not comment.
Okay, thank you.
We like need some technical advice because I think that like you are known as a fan of measuring everything on chain, and how to actually measure the exposure on the web on chain
by gas.
Yeah, and where like what is the user story?
I don't think that we'll be able to create it right now.
Yeah, well,
it's a bit long-term goal.
Well, yeah. Well, you just post links to within blockchain to these articles, like to the domains through whatever wallet in browser, blockchain browser, which basically, and then people go there and do something, and then you can easily measure there is a smart contract in the end as a target, right?
Any more questions for Mitja?
Yes. The DApp server for the Neil Foundation network. Who should I contact to make sure the config is updated, because the network was started, so the GraphQL isn't.
For Neil, I can help you.
Sorry, why not?
No.
It's yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like, where is the config?
We want the config. I'll send you.
No, it's not like problem. Because the thing it's not about problem or not. I mean, how should I suppose to know that we need to update some configs? Like, I think Michael or whoever just need to kind of give me the config, send me privately, whatever.
I actually can answer on that since their planned update, which I guess, Mitja, you know when will be placed and done for C++ node as well. So once it will be done, then Neil will have to do update and upstream those changes into their node as well. So after that, they will do some announcement. So we'll
no. Right now, the network stopped. So
really? Oh,
yeah, and it was restarted, and the our front node, since it doesn't know the new config, so it kind of went offline. So if you want the front to work, you need to be updated in advance, like send the config before you're changing the network or anything like that. So just
I will ask Mikhail to post it in advance. Actually, I will see him in half an hour or so.
Yeah, so Pasha, maybe you can send it to Sasha.
No, I'm actually sent. He sent the config into the chat. Here's the config.
Yeah, maybe, but anyway, I'm not following chats usually.
Like, no, I mean here in the call, in the Zoom chat.
I just sent a link to the GitHub. There is a config there.
Okay.
The direct link.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe a little one more. Can I ask where can we examine and read about reliable external message delivery protocol and updates to ADNL?
It will be published, as I said on the call, on the stream. Once we're once it's tested and we finalize the paper, it will be published.
Okay. Anything else for Mitja so we can let him go? Mitja, have a good day. Okay, Max, please. Max, please go ahead.
Yes, finally. Thank you.
Sorry about that, man.
No problem.
When there's a lot of, when it's a a controversial issue, we have to start getting a little more organized.
Yeah, I hear you. No problem. What I was saying is, I think it's to respond to Pavel. Let's not start going to highly likely, and maybe instead we just start making specific criteria into the next contest and stop listening to one person's fantasies that are ongoing, if you know what I'm talking about.
Well, I would just interject real quick. Let's not make accusations. Just state your case, please. Let's not just go making accusations about one person's. I don't want this to turn into
But that's not an accusation. That's a fact.
Yeah, that's why actually it was reasons to believe that. I mean, it was not accusation. The question is not about whether it is a fact or not, because we don't know at the moment. The question is, should we ask teams to provide evidence? That's very
Pavel, don't you
narrow
think,
question.
Don't you think what's being asked? I mean, nobody asked me, so I'm not like defending myself, but I think it was asked from somebody else, but it is ridiculous. Think about it. Like, you would need to provide a communication with your chain of publishers that you communicated with to somebody who, I mean, there is a trust, or maybe there is no trust. Maybe not everybody's trusting any initial members. So don't you think the whole idea of doing this is just an absurd? It's ridiculous.
That's
Just
why we're
think
discussing
about
it.
And it's going to add
I'm
more
not,
work for you guys. Like, for example, even if that goes,
we don't
in the
scare.
next
We don't.
contest,
Yeah, we don't.
can you
scare.
imagine going through like pages and pages, somebody's like communication, this and this, email chains? It's just an absurd.
That's another story. I mean, how we can structure that work. The question is, should we even go that way? And I actually want to ask other people on the call.
Yeah, do you imagine yourself sitting and going through somebody's communication? Do you know how much more work it's going to add just from that perspective?
Okay, all right. Well, let's do this.
It's another story. Yeah.
So Max brings up a point. Okay. Now, are you asking Pavel directly, or are you asking everybody to comment on
No, it's a question for everyone, because I can have my position, but we are here to have a consensus, and that consensus then be repeated in voice of government. Just Ron, John.
Yeah, I mean, my response would be this. I think I said it already. I said my position already. I think that at times it becomes a case of where it's just becoming overcomplicated, where it's sentence with sub-sentence with sub-paragraph and so on and so forth, and everybody wants to split hairs and get into details. I think at the end of the day, the whole purpose of what we're doing is value. There has to be value. So I think it's always bad practice to change criteria in hindsight, which means that whatever has been done, it's done. It's a learning experience. We move on. But moving forward, these things need to be addressed with based on the premise that what is the end result, and is the end result valuable? I really am afraid, right, that something like this could get to the point where we have contests that are just, it's just too much for any human being to digest. They still have to be simple. They still have to be somewhat detailed, but enough for the layman to understand. At the same time, they have to be restructured to where what is the value, and the value is the direct influencer of the reward. Simple as that. That's what I think.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but it's not as easy done as said, you know.
Never. It's never that
especially
easy.
For something like this. And again, I'm not making any accusation, but I'm getting tired of seeing the same movie again, where one guy dominates the whole thing, one guy who, as it was said by somebody else, and clearly it was shown somewhere else on the forum, has a PR agency, and he's starting to pull the towel on himself, and it's pretty clear.
Well, okay, may I, Max, though? Max, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but here's something I'm going to say.
Guys, sorry to interrupt you, guys.
No, Roman, no, hold on, okay? Guys, Roman, hold on. Okay. I understand where you're coming from, Max. And I understand that some people have a louder voice than other people. So I'm not going to discourage somebody who has a voice. This is me speaking, okay? I don't think it's right to discourage somebody with a voice to not have that voice. I think the remedy to what you're referring to is for others who have a voice, like yourself, to challenge those with the voice. Okay, so I always appreciate anybody who has a voice, and I appreciate anybody who tends to get people to gravitate toward their opinion. Whether their opinion is right or wrong is a case to challenge. And here you are challenging it, which is great. That's excellent. But I don't want it to become an accusatory thing, right? Some person has a voice, another person has a voice. What we need to get to is where there are enough people with enough voice and enough diversity in voice to come to a consensus. I mean,
Ron,
that's the
but
whole
that's
premise.
already happening, Ron. That's already happening. It's like, it's not like a challenging, it's becoming a fight. And I don't want it to be a fight.
No, it should be a healthy
fight. It is
fight.
becoming a fight, you know,
A healthy
because
fight.
this is continuing to happen.
Well, I mean, you can't shut
It's like
people up.
I'm just saying that I'm stating the facts. I mean, it's not my fault. No, I mean, there are not many people are able to speak out. Like, look at that call. A lot of people who don't speak English, they're pissed off, and that's what they started boiling at the end of the call there. But we don't have a translator of some sort, but I mean, the issue is much deeper than that. And let's just not repeat somebody's fantasies here. I mean, somebody who speaks English and has a PR agency, you know? And again, I'm not accusing anybody. And I mean, I hate even to get involved into this, but it's getting to the point where a lot of people are unhappy with what's going on. And I mean, I don't mean that, again, I don't want to be interpreted as I'm accusing anybody, because I'm not. I'm just stating the facts. And all of those facts that I'm stating, they're on the forum. Let's just be clear. I don't want to be taken as, oh, here's this Max. He came in.
No, that's great. It's great that you're speaking up.
Let's just take it as it is, as what it is. I'm not accusing anybody, just stating the facts. But the same thing repeatedly, you know what it's called.
I think then maybe what needs to be looked at is are the arguments being brought up by specific individuals, do they or do they not have merit? Because you're right, some people, they just have a bigger voice. They just have the ability to be the alpha and dominate. But at the end of the day, it's still majority rules. So if the facts that are being brought up are easily challenged, then despite however loud somebody might be, it's quite easy to overpower the argument. It comes down to whether the facts being presented are correct or incorrect. Would you agree?
I agree, I mean, with what you're saying, but let's follow on that. Let's not just talk about it.
Of course,
that's the problem, that things are being said, but then behind the scenes, things are influenced by somebody else. That's what
I don't think that's the case.
That's the picture that's being painted.
No, I think that I'm not that involved with Calm Voice, unfortunately. I wish I had more time, I really do. But from the little information that I have, I don't see that, but maybe somebody else does, and I certainly wouldn't discourage it.
Well, I don't think I would be talking about this if I would be. I mean, I already participated in one contest and I run into the same thing in the other one. I mean, it's just history repeats itself, and those who don't learn from history, you know what happens.
I do. Very, very good point.
I would hate this to happen here, because it just discourages everybody.
Well, I mean, this is community. I mean, it happens, right? I mean, this is what this is the reality of community. You know, it's because nobody can smack their hand against the table and say it's now going to be like this. But it's good. This is actually good. What's happening right now is a very good thing. But I'm sorry. Yeah, and we're taking Max. Thank you so much for your comment. We have to go to the next comment, or else this call is going to last forever. Roman, please.
Yeah, I just wanted to add a few comments because I've seen everything in the chats, And what I can say about that guys, for the next stage, that before it will be posted, or it will be posted on the forum, you can comment, you can add your comments. You could, guys, add soft criteria. I told about that on the DPR, how can I say, DPR judging AMA session. That better to not discuss what have been done, better to discuss how to fix that in the future, how to make it, how to improve that in the future.
Roman,
So,
you need to
we
fix in the
can just
future your
make some
internet
conclusion
connection.
and then move forward.
You need to fix your internet connection, Roman.
Yeah, it's a Ivan. It's a Ivan. He gave me his internet. Yeah.
And sorry,
Yeah, I just wanted to add that, but better to, yeah, better to improve contest, make it much better than
Yes.
we have now.
Absolutely correct. In other
And
words,
maybe,
let's yes.
maybe, yeah, and maybe it will be better to split that, because as far as we know that we had free TON positioning essay contest. Maybe it will be better that good authors like Ben, like No Name, they could write good articles, and then we can spread those articles in the mass media. Because I've checked all articles, I read them all. Good quality. They have quite good quality. That's all. Thanks.
Thank you, Roman. Next is Dmitry Summit. Please go ahead. Oh, and by the way, if you already had your question answered or your comment answered, please put your hand down so I can follow the logic here.
Yeah, guys. Hello, everybody. It was a long time I was on YouTube, and now here on Zoom. So just 2 points, quick points, but a very important discussion. Thank you all. Thank you, everybody. I think that regarding the value of results of the contest discussed today, we all should remember the original decentralized PR contest rules, and that we have a first stage of signing the articles by well-known persons from community. And from the beginning, this stage should give us the quality articles. So by publishing that quality articles, we should essentially get the value. So that point of quality and value, as I think, it is covered by this organizational step of DPR contest. I think it's an important step, and we should understand that we have a premonitoration, in fact, of the quality of the articles. So if we think that quality should be higher, then we should somehow, so we have something to do with it on this first stage of signing the articles. That's it. And the second point is regarding the formal criteria in the contest. It's an important thing. We originally, as discussed by Mitja, have some formal criteria for judging the articles, and we cannot change any rules post factum on the fly. It is very important because we should not become something like scam when participants are scared that they are making great work, spending hours and hours, and after the work done on contest, the rules are changed by it doesn't important by consensus or not by consensus. It's just a bad practice, just like Ron said, to change the rules after the contest, because as we all know, in comparison with grants, the contests essentially have more risks involved in it, because the participant can just not win the contest. There are essentially more risks. So we absolutely should not add risks by changing the rules post factum. So
That's not exactly what Ron said.
Yes, you are absolutely right, and I support.
Well, no. What I'm saying is that's not exactly what I said. What I said is that whatever has been written thus far, unfortunately, for better or for worse, it is what it is, and we have to live with it. And correctly stated, moving forward, there should be proposals to amend the rules of the contest based on experience, the experience that we're all a part of right now. But it isn't just about changing every little detail in the rules. It's about understanding that even the very first iteration of any contest, including this one, DPR number 1, should always, without having to write it down, be understood as, is there value? I don't think that needs to be written in. I think maybe now it does, like I said before, maybe we just need a clause in a contest, which I'm actually a little bit unhappy to have to say, because I thought it was implied. But if we need to just write a sentence that says, value first, everything else second. Because if there's no value, I really don't care what's in the contest. I don't care about all the little criteria, because if it doesn't bring anything, it's shit.
Are you talking about the value of letters in articles or value of like a count of articles?
Value to the network.
Like,
value to the network. This is a public relations contest, which means how many views, who's seen it, who's picked it up, whoever picked it up, are they worth anything? Do people who pick it up, do they retweet it? Does it bring influencers? Does it bring value to the network? Value is value. You know, I mean, it's
continuous.
It's
continuous violation. A continuous violation of contest rules is not a value, right? Like it's kind of kidding.
Here's what isn't valuable. Right? Here's what is not valuable: following the rules to a T and not having brought anything better for the network and for the community. That is useless.
Ron, could you propose some criteria how to measure the value? It's good to say value 100 of times and everybody agree with you. I believe everybody, but we all in the same boat, and we just should propose some KPIs maybe to measure it.
KPIs,
or a procedure. Because currently we have the first step when well-known members of community signing the articles, and they are measuring the value of that articles. So we in fact have that step, and that's all.
Well, you know, from my limited knowledge of the public relations sphere, I would say this. I would say that if we don't have, you know, X thousand new members after a contest runs, then there's no value. I would say that if we're not picked up by mass media on editorial boards, if we're not picked up and see more activity of people coming to Freeton asking, what is Freeton? How do I download a wallet? And watching the network grow, then there's no value. I mean, I understand that anything marketing related is a soft science, but at the end of the day, you know what McDonald's is, right? I mean, let's just go back to the basics, right? I mean, it's just same thing as any branding exercise. You know, when I say the word cheeseburger, the first thing you think of is McDonald's, even though it's the worst food in the world. It's not the point. The point is, you know what it is. I say Freeton to somebody outside, nobody knows what the hell that is. So let's start with, how do we get to the point where Freeton is a household name, at least starting with the blockchain community? That's what the point of this contest is to begin with. So from my perspective, and I look at it in a little bit more of a global scale, on a little bit more of a, getting this network to be as recognizable as Solana, as Cardano, as Tezos. Why are we not there, even though we're 10 times better than them? So that, to me, is where the value is. If that's not being created by this contest or by certain participants in this contest, then there's no value in it. I mean, it's very simple to me in that case. If you want specific criteria on how to do that, I'm afraid it's very difficult for me to say, because I'm not a public relations expert, but I understand where there is value and there isn't. And if we stick to certain parameters written in the contest rules, and then look at the article or whatever, and there were like 15 people that saw it and one person who retweeted it, I mean, does it really need to say that that's not enough?
You're right, but you guys should incorporate those new things as criteria into the new contest, because what you're talking, the whole thing is a different thing from what we're facing. We're dealing with problem A, but you're talking about everybody comes up with problem B. But you're exactly right. But as the Dmitry, I think he's exactly correct. I mean, there are KPIs, and you guys should set some KPIs on.
What do you mean, you guys? What do you mean, you guys? You're a guy. This is not you guys. This is all of us, right? So
that's what I mean. That's what I mean in this term.
Yeah. So let's set them. Absolutely.
Yeah. What you're saying is setting a set of new criteria, which is completely fine and achievable, but they're completely different from the existing contest that we are facing right now and having issues with since the first version.
Well, I expressed my opinion. My opinion is this. Again, moving forward, we're gonna obviously help this contest evolve, but in hindsight, there are certain things that can't be changed. Do we just look at the rules as black and white, and do people win based on those rules? It's controversial. My personal opinion is, if there hasn't been any value, I would suggest no. I suggest that's, you can't reward something that hasn't brought value, but my argument is easily defeated because it's not there. So doesn't really matter what I think.
But there is a rule in the don'ts of the contest regarding the distribution of the articles using third-party PR services. There is a rule, it's black and white, totally. So there is some indication of the possible usage of these services in some submissions. Yeah. The only way to check if they were used or not is to provide some proof. Like, free TON is POS, it's proof of stake, and everybody's okay with that. So why don't we have a POC procedure here with proof of contact? So, and this question will be easily closed, whether PR services or third-party PR services were used or not. So it's not really.
That's a great. Yeah, we talked about this. This is a good idea.
The same thing, but I guess he needs to be disqualified. Then you need to be disqualified then, because you are a PR agency. I mean,
I can provide the proof of my personal communication with medias on my.
All right, Michael, I apologize. I'm sorry, I veered off my own principles here. There are people with their hands raised. So
sorry, okay, sorry.
Yeah, I apologize. And the thing is I'm not sure who raised their hand first anymore. So I'm just going to go down the list. I apologize if you raised your hand before somebody else. And if you already raised your hand and your question or comment has been addressed, can you please lower your hand so that thank you. Ivan. Or Roman. Roman, were you first or was Ivan first? I don't know anymore.
What?
Who's first? Roman, you or Ivan? I assume everything's in order.
Yeah, I don't have a question.
Okay, lower your hand then, please. Ivan, go ahead.
Yeah, just a small remark that we can maybe hold the next stage of PR contest, not in form of articles, but maybe in form of like contest on who will be like invited on some stream on video or yeah, on audio podcast and speak about free tone. Like so the task is to be invited and speak. For example, like to make some like just to kind of take a rest and talk less about articles, but more about value. Like
okay. Well, you're talking about a new contest. Okay. Well, I mean, you draft one. Okay. Sure. Darkwing, please go ahead.
Yes, I want to comment something a little that it's very hard to take account all opinions, but we try to do it, and that's why, as you can see my post in the community voice group too, I try to collect all opinions from even participants and collect them in one in free Google Docs file. That's why we try to take count all opinions. And as you can see in the group, I don't delete some opinions. It's answer for question for Max. You can see I collect all what you write about submission in one doc file from the forum. Even I give the link to the forum for judges, but I'm also create a doc file for all your comments on different articles. Your comments, Kirill, Michael, and so on. Yes, that's what I wanna say. But finally, judges will. We hope that judges will look all these documents and finally will think with their head, brains, and so on, and decide something. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Dmitry, please.
Yes, I just wanted to add to what Michael Kabanov said regarding the automated posting services. It is a duplication from a forum, but once again, as it raised again, that I'm sure I answer again, that using any automated services like PR Wire will generate many links like it was on stage 1. Currently, I think nobody from participants used such an approach, and more of that. We in DePR2 in current contest, we have the rule that articles shouldn't be marked as the PR wire or something like that, and shouldn't be marked as a sponsored text. And this rule is present already. So when Michael said you are using automated service or that one using, I think it's a clear pressure and again the desire to change the rules, and it's not acceptable. Absolutely.
Okay, thank you for your comment. I think what this call has become is a DPR call, a community voice call. And I think what we're going to need to do is, and because Michael, you raised your hand last, I'm going to give you the last word. But after that, I think what we're going to need to do is take this off the weekly community call. And if you guys want to continue, let's, Rahman, you can, let's make, since everybody's here, you can make a link, a Zoom link in community voice subgovernance, and we can continue there. I'm going to give Michael the last word here, and then let's move over there, because I think we're taking up community time for a very specific thing. I didn't realize it was going to be this controversial, but this is all good. It's all good. And it's great that the community and anybody who can come and see it, but I think this is becoming very specific to one sub-governance, and it needs to stay there. Okay. All right, go ahead, Michael.
Okay, thanks, Ron. I think that there is no, I don't see any problem, because if you didn't use any PR services, third party, then we can just easily agree to show the results of our communication, our correspondence to a picked person via a Zoom call with a screencast. It will take up, I think around 5 minutes of his or her time. When he just says, okay, show me the thread with this media. Just type it in your Gmail. If there is correspondence.
And this needs to stop. I mean, anybody who respects,
I think this is the only,
this needs to stop, because this is ridiculous.
Let's judge result, not the process.
Guys,
we judge results.
It's like you're repeating the same thing, like a parrot, like same thing. And what's being repeated, it's ill to listen to. I mean, I just don't understand how nobody else, sees that. It's ill. I mean, shame on you. I mean,
guys,
about
Max,
accusations. I'm going to be done with this. Just one more thing.
You can discuss that in the private messages, not here, please.
Yeah, exactly. Let's not
move forward,
demanding
guys.
people to defend themselves. About accusations. There shouldn't be accusations, but this is the example of he's accusing everybody of using that PR services.
Max, nothing stops you to make a contest. Nothing stops you. It was posted on the forum. Why did not you come and make a comment that let's make a soft criteria, and etc., etc., etc. Guys, it's everything posted on the forum. Go there, add your comments, and say, no need to do that. Let's add there. Let's add here. Everything is possible, guys.
Okay, let's do this.
Don't need to discuss that post factum.
Yeah, let's do this. So I think as far as the this week's community call goes, this is great. This is interesting. I actually live for this stuff. I think it's cool that everybody gets to debate, and I think this is actually a good thing when I think people are going to come and view this and go, wow, like people, they argue and everything, and then they come to some kind of a result. I personally like it, but it's true. This is a weekly community call, and I think I think everybody's forgotten the community call and just are now focused on this.
Let's stop
it. Let's move this to the community voice of governance. Roman, why don't you set up a link? Let's make it for 30 minutes from now. I'll have an hour between 5 and 6, me personally. So let's take it over there and let's continue, because it's good to hash this out. I think it's important to hash this out. But I think for this particular call, we have to say goodbye. Thank you all for coming. Have a wonderful rest of your week. We will have a very interesting community call next week with some bells and whistles to it. So thank you for coming. I appreciate it.